Okay, so now we are going to start working with some actual data in a database. I'm using the U.S. President's database. This is one of our public databases on the Marine server. And basically, I've just added some presidents here, the name, date of birth, birthplace, death date, death place. Not all of the presidents, but the biggies, so to speak, and then probably all of the presidents from JFK forward. So we've got enough data to work with. Let's take a look at the first problem here. This is number 15 from our problem set. Get a list of presidents born in the 18th century. And the 18th century is technically these between these dates. So, and we'll display all columns. So I have the code already typed out. This is actually just a straightforward query like you would have done many weeks ago using between to isolate some dates, okay? Not even really using you know what, it's just complaining because I commented that out. You know what, I wonder if I even executed that statement. Okay, so yeah, so this is just like a typical query that we would have been doing and probably back in chapter 3 and finding the date of birth between those dates. And you know, SQL Server is pretty forgiving as far as dates. As long as you have like a legal date format, it's going to work. Like for example, I could just as easily code this and it'll work. Okay, have to be careful though with this, especially like if you work for an international company, because obviously like in Europe, for example, they don't do month first and then the day. Just so it might be better to go with a longer format so there's no ambiguity whatsoever. Okay, so let's comment that one out. Let's see what number 16 is all about. It says get a list of all living presidents, former and current. So this is, you know, again, something like what you have done probably many times at this point in this class. Looking for those records where the death date is null. Remember, not equals null, is null. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so these are the ones still alive at the time of this video. Okay, so, all right, now number 17, we're just going to do for fun. It is very tricky. And disclaimer here, I did not come up with this solution on my own. I don't remember how I found it, maybe online, maybe a student came up with it, but it says get a list of all presidents born in summertime. This would be between June 21st and September 21st. Now, I want to start, you know what, let me see if I can do just a quick statement. We're going to use a function called DATEPART. That's not something that we have looked at yet. So we'll say DATEPART, we'll say month, and then going to use our getDate function. And let's see what kind of result we get. Okay, so it's April right now as I'm recording this video, so I got a 4 out of DATEPART month for today. Okay, and then for example, if I put a day in there, okay, it is April 17th, I should say, and so I got a 17 as the result. So DATEPART allows you to drill down into a date and get the numeric part of that date. Okay, I said earlier that this is the year 2020, and so I get the 2020 out of that. Okay, so getting back to the solution for number 17, I can't extract the date part. Like there's no way for me to get both June and the 21st to kind of isolate the beginning of summer, and then September the 21st to isolate the end of summer. But I can finagle something. So for example, I could do this. All right, I can get, like for example, if it were, I was interested in January 11th, okay? I could get DATEPART for the month, which would be number 1. All right, January is the first month. I would multiply that by 100, which would give me 100. And then I would add the date part for the 11th, giving me a number like this, 111. All right. And then let's say February 14th, Valentine's Day. Let's do another one. So that would be a date part of 2 for February. I'm going to multiply that by 100, okay, which gives me 200. And then I'm going to add the 14th to that and get 214. So I'm not like, I'm isolating the date. Like this is 111. That's January 11th. This is February 14th, 214, Valentine's Day. Halloween would be what? 1031, right? If we use this type of formula. So you can isolate the date, but you have to, throw a little math in there. So anyway, with that in mind, now we're home free. So finding presidents that were born in summertime, I'm interested in those. Okay, using date part to get the month times 100, and let's see, date part to get the, oh yeah, okay, so this whole shebang here, I'm getting that the month times 100 and then tacking the day onto it, just like I was doing with Valentine's Day and Halloween above. So that whole shebang here is what's getting those numbers, all right? And then I'm looking for between, what, June 21st and September 21st, so 6/21 and 9/21. Again, tricky, very tricky, but it does work. So these are the presidents that were born in summertime, and yeah, the date format is really unfriendly, but you can see July, August, and yeah, all July and August. Okay, so let's see here. I think, you know what, I'm going to end this, and then the rest of them I have maybe 5 or 6 problems left, and so I will do those in one more video.